Tafut at the bottom of your Gimel Amud Bet. Masechah Brachot. I highlighted different areas. If it doesn't help you, then ignore them. If it helps, then the highlighted areas somewhat correspond to the different colored questions. The last question is written in black, and there's no highlighting. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to start. Shoel mipnei hayira v'chulei. Tosafot is quoting here Rabbi Meir's opinion in the Mishnah, that if you are in between paragraphs of Shema, if you are in the middle of a paragraph of Shema, you may only greet someone out of fear. Rav Yehuda, right? And so Rav Yehuda, halacha k'Rav Yehuda. So when we have a machloka between Rabbi Meir and Rav Yehuda, as we saw in our Mishnah, the halacha follows Rabbi Yehuda. Da'amar afilu be'emtza meshiv mipnei hakavod, who said that even if you're in the middle of a paragraph of Shema, you may respond to someone out of respect. So in the end, Tosfot is saying that when we have this machloka between Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda in the Mishnah about at what point you can interrupt your Shema and for whom, we follow the halacha according to Rabbi Yehuda. Im kain nir'eh shemutar la'anot kaddish v'kedusha be'emtza kriyas Shema. If so, it seems that you would be allowed to answer the Kaddish and Kedusha, right? If the rest of the community, Tzibor, was up to Chazar Hashatz, they were repeating Shemona Esrei, and you were very far behind. You were still in Shema, right? You were still in the middle of Kriyat Shema. You would still be able to answer. You can interrupt your own Shema in order to answer Kaddish or Kedusha. Why? De'en lecha mibnei hakavod gadol mizeh, because it's not. There's no greater honor, right? No greater sign of respect to than to answer Kaddish or Kedusha, right? By answering Kaddish Kedusha, you're showing respect to God. So we can't think of any figure or idea that is deserving of more respect than God. And Rabbi Yehuda had said that if you're in the middle of a paragraph of Shema, you may respond to someone out of respect. So again, Kaddish or Kedusha is not you initiating your feelings of respect. Rather, it's you responding out of feelings of respect to God. You could also say it's out of your feelings of respect to the tzibor, to the community, who are saying the Kaddish and Kedusha. Ava ba'emtza yudchet asur. But if you are in the middle of Shemona Esrei, and the rest of the community, right, everyone else in your minyan is up to repeating the Shemona Esrei, and they're saying Kedusha, then you cannot answer. Dimash malakama parak ein omdim tibin geula l'tfila ein la'anot. Right. So and the reason for this is because later on in Masechet Brachot we establish that when you are in between, once you are in between the bracha of Baruch Atah Hashem Ga'al Yisrael, which is the bracha that comes immediately before Shemona Esrei, once you say that bracha, you are not supposed to interrupt in between saying that bracha and finishing your tefillah. Tefillah in the Gemara and Mishnah refers to Shemona Esrei. So yes, in general, Rabbi Yehuda thinks that you can respond to the Kaddish and Kedusha if you're in the middle of saying Shema, but if you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei, you cannot respond to Kaddish or Kedusha because of this special rule that we don't interrupt between the bracha of Ga'al Yisrael, which talks about regula means redemption. We don't interrupt between that bracha and finishing Shemona Esrei. V'kol shekain b'tefila atzma, right? And obviously, right, if you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei, and you right, if you just said Baruch Atah Hashem Ga'al Yisrael, now you're supposed to be quiet, right, and finish your whole Shemona Esrei. Then of course, if you are in the middle of Shemona Esrei and everyone else is saying Kaddish or Kedusha, then of course you should not answer. All right, now we're going to do the little section at the bottom. Rabbeinu Tam Haya Ragil, and Rabbeinu Tam, who was one of the Ba'alei HaTosafot, one of the Tosafists. Right, we've always said that the Tosafot is not one rabbi, rather it's a collection of rabbis, which started with Rashi's sons-in-law and grandsons, and became a whole school of thinking in France and in Germany. So Rabbeinu Tam is one of the most famous Ba'alei HaTosafot. So the Ba'alei HaTosafot record a story or a practice, really, of Rabbeinu Tam. Rabbeinu Tam haya ragil shahaya mamtin ba'osef eleh kedei la'anot kaddish v'kedusha im hatzibor. Rabbeinu Tam had this practice. He would usually wait Once he got up to Osei Falah, right, when you got up to Norati Lodosei Falah, this is like right a little bit before you start Shemona Esrei, before you say the bracha of Gal Yisrael, before you're locked in to not being able to answer. So he would pause there, right? He would really wait, right? So the whole tzibur got up to the part of Norati Lodosei Falah, and then he would just be quiet and he would wait. What was he waiting for? He was waiting for everyone else in the minyan to daven their Shemona Esrei, and then for the chazan to say Kaddish, so that he could answer the Kaddish and Kedusha with the community, with the rest of his minyan. V'haya sover. So why did he do this? Because he thought afilu shaha kedei ligmor et hakol eino chozer larosh. Right? He would think that even right, by doing this, otherwise, right, if he didn't do this, then otherwise he would never be able to answer the Kaddish or Kedusha. So because he wanted to be part of the community, and he wanted to be able to answer the Kaddish and Kedusha, and because he usually davened much slower than the rest of the community, he would wait extra long just so that he could be part of the community in the Kaddish and Kedusha, and then he would say his own personal Shemona Esrei afterward.